What's up, Bleacher Bombs? It is October 25th, 2022. I had to think about that for a second. We had a great weekend in the NFL, hit our best bet there. We went in college football 8-2 in our 10 best bets. We nailed last night's NHL best bet. Took care of the NBA because that's why you're here right now. The best bet with the Memphis game going over 233.5. They scored into the 250s, which we talked about that they were going to do. That's how it's done here. I wrote down in the title of this in the comment section. We're aiming for 70% this year. It's a number that doesn't happen with sports handicappers, but you watch, wait, and you'll see. We do it. We post them all. Everything. We are as transparent as they come. You'll see the winning. You'll see it. Go to Facebook. You'll see everything's listed. So there's no bullshit. It's all right there for you to see. And we post them every day, win or lose. If we run into a losing streak, which we don't do often, and people usually do hit these streaks, we don't just take huge favorites and tell you they're going to win. We try to get you the best bang for your buck. We look for the odds. We look for something that, you can build your bankroll on. And that's just what we do. So as of last night, our best bet we nailed. Like I said, Brooklyn and Memphis actually was over 232.5. They ended up with 258, 25 points over what we needed. A couple leans we liked that we hit was Morant over 30.5 points. That shockingly low. As a matter of fact, I think it was 29.5, if I'm not mistaken, by game time. And he ended up with 38, I think, 36, 38, something like that. Julius Randle, over 24.5 points and assists. I think he had just about 24 points, and he had like 5 assists. So, guys, and those are more leans. Leans we don't keep a record on because we're not telling you to bet on those. We bet on the best bets. We find the best bets. Now, we could probably find about 5, 6, 7, 8 games a night and tell you, oh, they're our best bets, and hope to God we get over 50%. But we're just not doing that. Now, if we see 2 or 3 that we just cannot decipher which one's better or not, we'll give you all 3. I try to stay, 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there. Because listen, we're here to build a bankroll. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. If you think you're going to sprint through this and have a huge bankroll at the end, it's not going to happen. And you guys bet what you want to bet. A unit is a percent of your bankroll, 2 units, 2%, and so forth. I'm a simple bet. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, I bet 100 here, 1,000 here. That's just insane. There are guys out there that do that. You see TV shows where they're throwing 10, 20, 30. A lot of that's just staged too, but if you're that stupid and that crazy to do it, then so be it. Come here and we'll help you, get your hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, if you take your time, build your bankroll, and stick with how we manage our bankroll, you guys will have you'll have a bankroll for sports betting for as long as you want. Because we've never been under 50, 52, 53%. I'm going to try to keep the NBA around 70% this year. We ended up with 62 to 64%. I can't remember offhand. I'd have to look it up. But it was above 60%. And then you look around, that's unheard of. But we didn't take, multiple games. We kept it short and simple. We see a game we love and we don't see anything else. I'm not going to try to find something just to find it. So just doesn't work out that night. But this is tonight's a rare night. And that's why I was telling you why we don't usually do that. Tonight we did. There's 3 bets that are they're outstanding. There's 2 games and then there's a prop. The prop, anybody who knows me, my favorite player is in one of the props. So, anyway, what we have today for our first best bet. Well, here, you know what? Let me do this. Keep you around a little bit. Let me give you a couple leans because there weren't many games. There were, I think, 5 games. I got my 2 leans are Dallas minus 5.5 over New Orleans. And then I've got Golden State and Phoenix, traveling to Phoenix, under 225. I did not want to take a game. I didn't want to take a side there. Just was not, wasn't happening. Then if you want to go to my player props, go check those out. I want you guys to hit the Facebook page to see them. I could sit here and tell you them, but I need you guys to get there. I need you to hit like. I need you to subscribe, the whole deal. YouTube also, please hit subscribe and like. And if you don't like it, hit don't like. I don't care. But I'm giving you guys winners, so I don't know what else you couldn't like about it, except that maybe I'm not as exciting as some of these other sports handicappers. Well, I'm by myself and I'm working this site 12 to 14 hours a day, getting you guys the best bang for your buck. It's a lot of work. So a couple of your player props is Cunningham from Detroit and Wiggins from Golden State and Porzingis. Just go look. I don't want to tell you them all, but they're good. And they're strong leans too. Now, your first best bet tonight is I got to go against my Pistons here. Washington minus 5.5. It's a weird number in basketball. It's kind of a scary number. You know, you usually see 6, 7, 5.5 is almost like they're confused. You know, and it's one I would probably usually jump on the underdog, but this just the Pistons, they started off strong, and I'll tell you, I'm from the D. We've got a really, really good team, but they're really young, and it's going to take some time to gel. We got some great players. These kids, they're going to, as the years go by, the gelling that's going to go on, it's going to really push us into the playoffs, and who knows, maybe we can make a run here. But you got 2 things going here. You got the Pistons that are the second worst shooting team in the NBA. Then you got Washington, surprisingly, is the 3rd best defensive team in the NBA. So on the other side, the Wizards are a top 8 in both offensive field goals and 3-point shooting percentage, while Detroit is in the bottom 10 in defending both those areas. Pistons have been lit up, and it's almost like they're trying to outshoot their opponent. Now, Washington is 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 home games against the Pistons. And Detroit is also just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a winning record. Now, it is early in the season, so it's really hard to kind of justify that, but I had to throw that out there. Now, this is a pretty easy game to figure out without spending too much time tearing this thing apart to really get into the guts of it. But then again, the NBA is starting off somewhat whack to me so far, with the favorites losing to underdogs at a really high rate. But again, that's the NBA for you. It's like, who's going to show up, But it's hit and miss. That's why you leave it up to us to do all the dirty work. I see the Wizards probably winning by 8. So it might be a nail biter near the end. There's chance for a backdoor, who knows? But I do like this. This is just a really good. It's 2 teams going in kind of separate, different directions. I hate to say that about my Pistons, but they're young. It's early in the season, so let's just take this one for what it is. Washington should. They're at home, so they should be able to take care of business. Now, your second best bet. I was trying to find the Clippers, and I was trying to see if I could take a side here. I just couldn't do it because once I got into the totals and started dissecting the totals, it just, that's what we're going with. So the Clippers, OKC under 220.5. It's going to be a meeting between the 24th and 27th ranked 3-point percentage teams. They're just not very good. And it's after 3 games played. Neither team has impressed me really when it comes to scoring. The Clippers averaged just 103 points a game. OKC 110. Two of their three regular season meetings last year were also super low scoring. And the last time they met in OKC, the teams combined to score just 207 points. An average of 211 were also scored over the previous 10 meetings between these teams. Now, with Leonard still coming off the bench and finding his rhythm, PG3 and Morris being out with injuries, I think the Clippers will once again focus on their defense to get the win here. The Thunder will rely on the young guys to probably carry the offense once again. But with the offensive rating adjusted to 104.4, that's 26th in the NBA through 3 games. I can't see these teams scoring that much. Will they both hit 100? Maybe low hundreds. It's 220.5 and below. Easy win here. I don't see this being the time they finally do it. No, it's not going to happen. Your best bet, number 3, is my favorite player, Luka Doncic. Love this guy. This dude is shooting for the NBA MVP, best of the best of the best. I mean, every time he plays, I've got to look at who he's playing, and you know, you got to be careful too with these prop plays because everything could look great. He could just be a scoring machine. He could have 30-some points by halftime, but if they are blowing out the team he's playing, they're going to want to sit him. And then that's when it gets kind of freaky. But we got the Pelicans. They're decent, and I think that the game will be somewhat close enough where Luka's going to have to do some damage in there. And this worried me a little bit. The Pelicans could be missing a key pair of defenders tonight. It's not that. I mean, that's great for Luka and getting his points, but we don't want him to sit either. We want them to be, tough against Dallas, but we need to be close. So we know Brandon Ingram has already been ruled out of the game. But Herbert Jones is listed as day-to-day. So I don't see him coming back, but you just never know. But those are two of their better defenders. Now, without the presence of these guys on the floor, along with Zion, Doncic could be set to really dominate this game. The Mavs superstar managed a combined 50 points, assists, and rebounds in a season opener and followed it up with 49 in just 30 minutes against the Grizzlies. Now, Jones would represent the toughest defender the Pelicans would be able to throw at him. I don't know. His absence or even injury hindrance should allow Doncic to dominate. Overall, expect to see just a really strong night from the MVP hopeful, because I really do believe you're looking at him, man. He's fun to watch. He's always on the highlight reel, and it's not just his shooting. I mean, this guy's dribbling around his back. I mean, he did a play the other night where he did an alley-oop, and it just, you're watching it, waiting for him to do something, and he actually set up his teammate. It's pretty impressive. I mean, it's just some of the stuff he does. You just got to want to pull for him at all times. Boy, when they renew his contract, good Lord, it's going to be ugly. But it's definitely gonna make Dallas one of these top teams, and he can get some more players around him, and boy, they'll be. I want to get his jersey. Anybody know where I can get his jersey out there? Love it. Anyway, so those are your 3 best bets tonight. I think they're easy winners. I'm betting them all. Every time I give you guys a best bet, and I basically tell you, go and bet them, because I am. And that's how I've built my bankroll. And that's how we do it here at Bleacher Bum Sports. We try to, teach you guys it's a marathon, not a sprint, and try to give you as many pointers as to how to build that. and not go crazy. Don't bet on every game. It's not, parlays are for suckers, even though I play them. Teasers are even for bigger suckers, and I play them. But I sprinkle. I don't do crazy stuff. I mean, you can do a 10 team, 12 team, 15 team parlay and throw $1 on and win quite a bit of money. So, but they're fun to toy around with. But if you really want to build the bankroll, follow our best bets. They're on Facebook every day. They're for free. All I'm asking you to do, please, 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 hit like and hit subscribe. Got to help me build this channel. I have a window of opportunity that I've been given to be able to try to build this thing, and trying to build a team too around me. I'd like to, if you guys are interested in handicapping some sports, talking sports, because this is going to end up being a talk show / sports gambling show where we talk about all that stuff and we break things down right here. We'll even do, live betting. We'll come in at halftime for football, for basketball. We got the World Cup coming up. Now, I do have some guys coming in for the World Cup that are just the biggest soccer gurus. They're going to really help us sort things out and get us, the winners. I've got an English Premier Soccer guy who is just like, he's the best. We got Al, who does basically all European soccer. And I witnessed him last week hit a 12-game parlay. A lot of money lines in there, but he also did have draws. He had all the soccer thing. I mean, it paid really good money. And he had 10 out of 12 and called me for some advice. And he actually did not take my advice because he had a chance to, I think at 10 out of 12, get half of the money that he was going to win. And I'm not a greedy guy. I said, walk. And even though the last 2 games he had, I mean, you can't, there's nothing guaranteed because one of the games took to the 81st minute for him to win. So that was extremely risky. But he did win 12 out of 12. It's a beautiful thing. I hit 14. Oh, no, I went 12-1 in the NFL. And that was against the spreads in office pool type of thing where you pick against the spread. So we've got guys here at Bleacher Bum Sports that know their stuff. Just got to help us build this channel. So again, if you're interested, comment me, Facebook me, and let's sit down. Let's talk. Anyway, good luck tonight. Let's win. You got 3 best bets. They're going to come through. Love them. Love all 3. And go Luka. Have a good night. We'll